Hey, and welcome to my Fat Loss Masterclass for over 30. I'm going to give you the 5 simple steps to dropping 10 to 25 pounds in 90 days without counting calories, giving up social events, or working out every single day. So, the goal of this masterclass is to leave you feeling like, oh, okay, it doesn't have to be as complicated or as miserable as I thought. Now, the reason why I put this together is I've been jumping on a lot of calls lately with women who have been saying, I've been doing this diet, I've been working out every day, I've been eating very little, nothing's working. And it breaks my heart to hear that, because it doesn't have to be that way, and actually that is why you're not getting a result. So I want to, by the end of this masterclass, make you realize it is all about balance, so that you can continue it for as long as you need, box it off and never have to worry about it. This is all about improving your lifestyle as well. It's not just about some restrictive diet. I want you to leave this thinking, oh, I need to include X, Y, and Z, not take away wine, chocolate, all of that, okay? So that's what makes this different. This isn't about a fad diet. This isn't about food restrictions. It's about having a better, healthy relationship to food and your body. So a little bit about me. I'll keep this short and sweet so that you know why the hell you can trust me. So obviously my name is Victoria. I help women and men actually, but mainly women, lose weight, get stronger, fitter, and improve their fitness and nutrition relationship, even in perimenopause. There's a lot more going on in perimenopause. We really need to look after our mindset as well, and our stress and all of that. So I have transformed hundreds, I think I worked out the other day, it was like over 500 of lives across the past 13 years. And I've worked in some of London's top body transformation studios. Now, although these got great methods, their methods didn't work for long-term results, hence why I started this business. Unfortunately, I was seeing eating disorders being created in front of my face. I was seeing bad relationships to their body. I was seeing women lose their periods because of the methods and the restrictive nature of the dieting that was happening. And what is the point in doing all of that work, putting in all that effort to then get back to where you were before? If not, actually, I think everybody would probably back heavier and more miserable than they were before, because in the back of their head as well, to get to where they want to be again, they have to go through that hard process of cutting out everything that they love. So within my business, I'm making sure this doesn't happen. So I've been down many bad paths when I first started my fitness journey. I've had all sorts of eating disorders, bulimia, binge eating. I had massive body dysmorphia. You can see here, I did a photo shoot here. Everybody was saying, oh my God, you look amazing, you're so lean. I was so miserable. I was burning off all the extra calories that I was consuming. Yeah, so I am super passionate about ensuring others live a happy, healthy life with balance during their fitness journey. I want to help you box off the fat loss in a nice way and actually help you find your passion for fitness. And then you can go on to more fun fitness goals. So I now train for events at High Rocks and train for longevity and my mindset. Obviously to look good as well, but that's not the main focus. When you focus on your performance, once you've boxed that fat loss phase off, then you just keep in shape easily. Outside of coaching and fitness, I actually now love going out, sober dancing. Now I'm living in Bali, chocolate, and I just love eating out. I love food. So let's get into it. So step 1 of this masterclass is going to be your mindset. It's one of the reasons why it's one of the pillars in my online coaching. First of all, you need to work out, what do you want? Why is it important to you? It needs to be an important why, not just because I want to feel better in a bikini. Like, why is that important? Is it going to improve your relationship with your partner? Is it going to mean you can run around with the kids easier? Like, why is this important to you? Why do you really, really want this? What will it bring to your life, and when do you want to achieve this by? So you want to go into this process as if it's exciting and an enjoyable one, not one you dread. If you're going into it like, oh, I'm going to have to go on a diet on Monday, you're going to give up because you're not going to enjoy it. I want you to be like, I want to be badass. I want to get lean. I want to look, shredded. Maybe you don't want to look shredded, but think of all the good things that are going to come from this. Then you want to set your goal and write it down somewhere. In fact, I would write this down every day. So the goal needs to be SMART, that's meant to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So this could be, I want to lose 6 kilos in 90 days. That is specific, that is measurable, because you can measure your weight and everything. That is achievable, is relevant to you, and then you want to put a time frame to it. So in 90 days, I'd write the date down. So if I was you, first of all, I would write down that goal. And you want to start getting stubborn about hitting your goal. Like, you are on a mission to hit there. Nothing is stopping you. Even if there's bumps in the road, you're going to get back to it. You're not going to give up. Yeah, get excited about who you're going to be. We want to focus on consistency, not perfectionism in this journey. Nobody's perfect. If you strive for perfectionism, you're going to give up, right? You're going to have bad days. And I'm going to be realistic with you. You're going to have loads of bad days. But it's about bouncing back quick, getting back to it quick. Step 2 is managing your nutrition. So obviously we want to be eating in an energy deficit. Now, calculation you will see online is calories. You would times your body weight in pounds by 10 to 12. If you've got a lot of weight to lose, if you're in that obese category, you may want to times it up by 14 if you're feeling starving and hungry. But this is always going to be an estimate. Obviously, I can't help you out with this because it's not as personalized because I'm just doing on a training. But if you were to come on board, we would set you some calories based on everything you've told me, how much you move, all of that. And then we would play around with it based on what is happening. Protein, you want to make sure that is 0.8 to 1 grams of protein per body weight in pounds. So if you were counting calories, that's where you would start. If your weight comes down too quick, you know you need to eat more. If your weight comes down too slowly, you know you need to eat less. Or what you can do is this hand system. So you could be, right, this is protein, palm-sized source of protein on my plate, a fistful of veggies. In fact, I'd have even more than that. A cup size of carbs, and a thumb size of fat, right? That keeps it simple. If you had 3 to 4 meals a day like that, or 3 meals and a small protein snack, you're winning. So quick hacks, always make sure you've got protein in every single meal. So if you eat meat and fish, obviously you've got things like Greek yogurt, you've got eggs. If you're vegetarian, vegan, you've got things like beans. You do also have meat alternatives. So we want to make sure that every single meal has 30 grams of protein in ideally. Then you want half your plate to be full of veggies, okay? We want lots of high volume, low calorie foods to keep you full on lower calories, because the reality is an energy deficit is your body eating itself, right? So you want to try and keep it as full as you can on the energy deficit. And think about an 80-20 principle. 80% to come from nutritious sources, 20% of whatever you want. So glass of wine, chocolate, whatever. Work out what 20% looks like and allow that for the things that you really enjoy. Or if your nutrition is really bad at the moment, think about a 70-30 principle to start. Progress is progress. Each and every week you continue to make a little bit more progress, you're winning. Then have a think about the satiety index. So this was a study done of most common foods and the foods that keep you fuller for longer. And the reason why I wanted to share this with you is everybody tries to cut out potatoes when they're on a diet. Carbs are bad. Potato is the best fat loss food out there. It's going to keep you fuller for longer. So we have the high protein there to keep you full for longer and to make sure that you're not losing muscle mass and you are actually losing fat. But we also want to make sure we do have carbohydrates, and potato is the best carbohydrates. I'm not talking about French fries, I'm talking about boiled white potato. So having a little look here, we've got things like popcorn is a really great snack. Porridge or oats in the morning is great, keeps you really nice and full. We've got fish, again, is high on there. Oranges, apples, they're good foods for fat loss. So having a little think about your food choices. I don't want you to go into this thinking, oh my God, I need to cut out this, and this. You can have anything and everything you want, right? But in that moment, what does your body need? What is going to make you feel better? What is going to keep you fuller for longer? So Anna here, she went from being an evening snacker, I can't control my snacking, to controlled snacking, losing 6 kilos in 90 days. And this all came from, number one, increasing her protein intake. She was skipping breakfast every morning. Then that's why she was snacking. As soon as we had a high protein breakfast, the snacking just went away. And when she started working with me, obviously feeling more motivated, she was able to lose 6 kilos in 90 days. So this was the first transformation that she did. And I put this up here because it was a 90-day one. She then maintained this for like 2 years and then came back again to get that little bit leaner. Step 2, training. Sorry, this is step 3 now. I need to correct that. Resistance training is always going to be the best form of training for you. So you want to be resistance training, even if that's at home with a set of adjustable dumbbells. In fact, 50% of my clients, if not more, train at home with adjustable dumbbells 2 to 4 times a week, and you want to focus on progressive overload. So don't be lifting the same weights every single week. That is going to do nothing. It's literally going to do nothing. You want to focus on trying to get that little bit stronger each and every week, which will come as you keep consistent with your training. Now, how long you train all depends on the time that you have. It needs to be realistic. I've got some clients doing 2 30-minute sessions a week. I've got some clients doing like 4-hour sessions a week. It all comes down to what's realistic for you. Can you do, and you keep continuing to do for a decent amount of time until you've boxed off your goal. It doesn't matter how much you train as long as it works with your lifestyle, okay? Then what we do is we manipulate nutrition to make sure that things are moving in the right direction for your movement. Now, the purpose of training is not to burn body fat, so stop counting your calories burned. That's a very, very toxic way of doing things, because you'll start thinking, oh my God, I only burned 100 calories and that chocolate bar was 250 calories, all this guilt and shame, and it's just not accurate anyway, right? So stop counting calories, train, and focus on your performance of getting stronger. So we want resistance training as we age. It's going to help you prevent muscle loss, reduce pain and injuries, etc. And oh my God, this is how you're going to feel toned and good and tight, and you're just going to feel more confident in your body when you start resistance training. So here is another transformation here, where here Josie was doing lots and lots of cardio, and then we got her doing strength training 3 times a week, and you can see how much her physique has changed. Step 4, being social. We want to still be social on this journey. If you're just thinking you need to hide away or you're dreading socials, it's not going to work. So we want to manage your eating out. See your calorie deficit as a weekly deficit, not a daily one. You want to plan, look at the menu beforehand, have a little plan as to what you're going to eat that is high in protein and is going to keep you nice and full. If you know you're someone that when you get to a restaurant you just want to order everything inside because you're hungry, have like an apple and a protein snack before, so you go into that meal not starving hungry. Alcohol choice is super important. Always have like a little rule for yourself. I'm going to have like 2 drinks max or 3 drinks max. Plan it into your week. And always think about lower calorie alternatives of alcohol. Do know your body is going to get rid of alcohol before it gets rid of fat. So if you're constantly drinking loads and loads and loads, good luck. It's not going to happen. So you do still want to have good balance with the amount of alcohol that you have. And pick your indulgences. When you go out for a meal, do you need to really have starter, main, dessert, a bottle of wine? No. Pick 2 out of those. Have a glass of wine and a main meal. So get back on track ASAP. If you've had a bad day, weekend, so what? We pick ourselves up and we keep going again and making more progress, or we go screw this and we go back and we start gaining weight again. Like why don't do that to yourself, right? You deserve to be happy. Pick yourself back up again. Yes, you may feel a bit there, but as soon as you start seeing progress again, you're going to feel good again. You need to enjoy this process to keep consistent. So here we've got Jo's progress at the moment. So she has lost 8 kilos, and she said to me, I am like the drinker of the friendship group. I'm the fun one that's, always drinking loads. Anyway, she still goes out to every single social. She still has some drinks, but she has a better balance with it now. So she doesn't feel hungover the next day. Obviously, there's still going to be the odd occasion where she does, because we allow that. And you can see here she's lost 8 kilos already, and we're on track to get her down to 70.6 kilos. Lastly, you want to measure your progress in the right way. Do a daily weigh-in if possible before eating and drinking after emptying your bladder to keep it consistent, so you can see what your weight is doing across the week. So it's going to jump up and down, up and down. If you weigh once a week, you're just setting yourself up for failure, because it's going to jump up because of water retention or more food in the gut, etc. I would then do fortnightly pictures and measurements. If you're a female, aim to not measure in that PMS phase. And then we make changes as and when needed. So if I've been consistent with the plan for 2 weeks, I've been doing my 3 meals with the little hand system, or I've been doing the calorie counting, or I've been using the plate system, or whatever system you've been using for nutrition, and things are coming down at a good rate, so around 0.5% to 1% of your body fat per week, boom, we keep going. If no, then we just switch it up a little bit. We manipulate movement or your food choices, or we look at your sleep to get you moving in the right direction again. Now, just don't base the success of your week on scale weight. That is why 90% of people fail, because especially as a woman, sometimes it will jump up and sit there for a little bit, but fat loss is happening in the background if you're doing everything right. And then this is why I get my clients to do progress pictures. I've had it where myself, for 12 weeks, I lost 2 kilos in 12 weeks, which is nothing, but my dropped 2 dress sizes. So please don't just rely on scale weight, especially in perimenopause. It's so common for a woman's weight just to stay higher, but yet the measurements are coming in, their progress and pictures are looking better. So that is the last thing there. But why can you know all of these 5 things and not get the results of the 500 plus people I've worked with? Now, the biggest results are in the personalized detail, which is not happening. There isn't an adjustment on results, and there's no accountability. So the simple switch and pathway to consistent lifelong results, and I have to do this with having my own coach, is having that 100% personalization to you, your lifestyle, and it being adapted and changed around that. Having weekly feedback and adjustments to never ever plateau, unlocking constant progress, and having 24/7 personal support for every single question or struggle, or when you get up in your head a little bit, Now, with my coaching, I go up through 4 phases to make sure that my clients actually enjoy fitness and they maintain their results for life. That's the priming phase, where we work on your habits and your routine first. The sculpt and shred phase, where we push your progress even faster and get you to the ultimate place you want to be when it comes to fat loss. Then we go into a maintain and thrive, so we focus on whatever metric we've used to manage nutrition and all of that and weighing yourself. We just step it away and we put you into a maintain and thrive phase and make sure that you don't go back the other way, and actually you have really good balance, you're enjoying your life, you don't feel restricted, etc. And whilst we're there, we're thinking about what's next with your fitness. You go into a peak performance phase. Maybe you want to become a good gymnast. I don't know. Maybe you want to do a high rocks. Maybe you want to do a run, 10K run, whatever that may be. Then your training is all tailored towards your fitness goals that you're passionate about. And this is so that you don't ever give up. And then you don't ever go backwards again. So if you want to finally lose 10 to 25 pounds or more in the next 90 days and keep it off for life, you have 3 options. You can keep doing what you've been doing. You can start using what I've gone through and hope to stay on course. Or we can do it together, the proven way. So I've got a one-time opportunity. So if you want to finally lose at least 10 pounds or more, skyrocket your confidence and feel amazing in the next 3 months, I'm looking for just 5 women who want to drop 10 pounds or more in the next 90 days. This is a super close coaching experience where I will personally coach you in close capacity, into the shape of your life. So I need great communication here. Yeah, this is not for people who want a 90-day liquid starvation diet or to do a super restrictive diet and go a million miles an hour and give up. This is not that. This is for people, not for people who want to work out every single day because we need our recovery. This is not for people who are happy to spring back after a diet. We want to make sure that you keep it off. This is for someone who's truly ready to take action. It's been put off long enough, and we are about to close applications as well. So someone whose goals are to lose 10 pounds up to 25 pounds in the next 90 days without hours of cardio, and someone who wants their results to stick long after the 90 days are over. For me, that is the biggest thing. It's not about this before and after picture. It's about after the after. I will choose the 5 based upon who I believe will get the very best results and be the most fun to work with across the next 90 days. And my coaching runs on these case studies. So like I said, I've done like 500 plus and counting, and hopefully you're next. So here we've got Ruchi, she got 6 kilos down, even with PCOS and feeling like nothing was happening. Judith, 12 kilos down, all whilst going through perimenopause, and again, was doing loads of training, but nothing was happening before. And here we've got Diana, who was 6 kilos down, and she even agreed to do a little photo shoot. So she got that confident. So to register your interest in one of the 5 spaces, DM me the word interested now, and I am going to send you all the details.